Hello and welcome to Young Engineers Podcast. My name is Greta and I come to you from Vilnius, where I knit, I crochet, and I live and do other crafty thingies. I'm back with my, let's call it report about what I have knitted in May. Not very much was done because I was on vacation, and unfortunately it happened a vacation to be not only from work but basically from knitting as well, because we went to see Baltic countries. We were in Latvia, in Estonia, and instead of knitting in the car, I was just looking through the window to the beautiful wildlife, forests, tiny cities, and other things in our neighboring countries. So not much of a knitting was done, but still I have something to show you, and maybe let's start. Before starting, I would like to thank to all my new subscribers, my old subscribers. It is so nice to have comments from you and to see your reactions to my videos. So I hope you will like this one as well. Even though I don't have very much to show you, but I'll do my best. So let's start from the first finished object, which is my No Frills Summer Edition, the cardigan that I knitted, at least I started it in March with my Spin the Wheel challenge. It was one of my last new projects, and here I have it as a finished object. So as you can see, it has not very long, but a little bit covering sleeves with those nice green stripes. So the brown yarn was for me. I was thinking to knit some kind of a sweater for myself, and the green one was a sweater for my boyfriend. I had some leftovers, so since it's the same yarn, I used both of these. What I can show that it has the same stripes as and some unwoven yarns here. The same stripes as you see in the beginning I have at the end as well, and I ended it in 1x1 ribbing. It covers my bum, and I really like the sweater. It is very soft, and I can even wear it on a bare skin. It doesn't itch at all, or it is not rusty. Unfortunately, I can't say, there is nothing more or much to say about it being warm, because here in Lithuania we are having summer, and the weather is already warm, and I had not so many opportunities to wear this sweater. So maybe later in the summer I may be able to do more feedback, or maybe in autumn we can talk a bit more. So yeah, this is my finished object number 1, and I keep it on my work chair because, in case I get cold or something, I can grab it and continue my working without, getting up. So that was the first finished object, and my second one is my Porcupine Island shawl. So here it is in its full glory. It starts with this quite bright orange, or very let's say bright orange, then it gets a little bit lighter, and then it turns into pinks. So here we have leaves, some kind of squares, then trees, and the pink grass, as I call it. The shawl turned out not so small. As you can see, I can cover myself fully in it. I really like this because I don't have many of summery or very light shawls, so I would like to keep it for myself, even though at the beginning when I was knitting this, I was thinking to gift it to one very special lady in my life. But when it turned out this nice, I will need to think twice. And that lady, well, it should show, she should show me that she really loves the shawl, so I may give it away. But I'll think very hardly about this. Yeah, so this is Porcupine Island shawl. It was very easy, and actually it was quite quick to knit. Unfortunately, I didn't had that much time to do that. But when I took it, it just flies off my needles. So yeah, I used basically all 150 grams of sheepiest wool in 3mm needles, and yeah, as you can see, I have quite a big shawl there. Much shawl, very wow, and I'll keep it on myself because it's not so hot anymore, at least right now. And yeah, I think these are the two finished objects that I have in the knitting area. I have one not very big project that is a finished object, and it's my new project bag. I made two similar ones, but I already gifted the green one, and I may insert a picture of the two of these together. So this pink one I left for myself. The top is with some kind of butterflies. Then I have just a very dusty pink linen at the bottom, and I have no clue what it was before that I used for interfacing? No. Lining or interfacing. I'm still not, I still can't decide what is what, but you know. And my sewing lines are not that straight yet, but I'm working on it. And if you do this, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I think my current work in progress will live in this bag, so I'll put it soon. And yeah, this project bag summed up my finished objects, and now we can talk a little bit about my work in progress, and then I will put it in my new project bag. So ta-da! My work in progress is Fausta bralette by Lithuanian designer Simona, or Loki Ball Knits. At this moment I have this much done. I need to knit a little bit more. It's in 2x2 ribbing, and the whole bralette is made in this. And I did, well, it looks like 2x2 now, but initially it was like 1x1 tubular cast on, and later you just switch, well, do some magic, switch stitches and turn it in 2x2, and that's what I'm doing. I have quite a funny story to tell you about this bralette and the gauge. So I think I can tell this because it was in test knit call description, so everyone knows that. So Fausta bralette is, the original version is made out of Lanagato merino cot and 3mm needles. And I googled how this yarn looks, what is the yardage for it, and it was about 130 meters per 50 grams. So I took my stash, I basically threw it all away and checked and rechecked and triple checked what could I use to have similar meterage. I tried some yarns, held double, triple, and so on, and I was still unsuccessful until I found out that to get the gauge that Simona has for the bralette, I need to use fingering weight yarn held single and work in 2.25 needles, or basically it's a stockinette bralette. Not a stockinette, sock gauge bralette. Maybe I can say it like that, because yeah, it's fingering weight, the regular yarn that you use for socks, and it's 2.25 millimeter needles, so it's also socking needles. And so I've started working on this. I have this much I made it in 3 days. It's the third day. So I made it in 3 days, and you know, when I take it, it looks, well, it doesn't look like it should fit me, but it does. It stretches a lot. The yarn is very stretchy, and the pattern that is used is also very stretchy, and at this moment it fits me. We'll see how it will turn out later when I need to do the bra part. Not the bra, you know, the breast part, but we'll see. I hope it will fit, because right now everything is looking very nicely and very promising. So once I'm done with filming today, I will continue knitting. And yeah, that's, I think, all that I wanted to say about this. I am using again Asta or Dye to Knit yarn from her 2021 Advent, or 2020. From 2020 Advent. It was the spring yarn, and it had a brown mini with it. So yeah, this is my, sorry, I think I should do another round of coffee for myself. But yeah, this is my Fausta bralette, and I like it, and I can't wait to knit it again. As mentioned, I'll do it quite soon. And now, since, oh, right, I can use it now. And yeah, so I'm done with the knits, sewing, and so on. And we can do a little chit chat about my traveling and my yarn acquisitions, because I have quite a bunch. So I don't know what kind of a bug I've just got, but I had my lunch break, quite late lunch, but well, it happened, and maybe that's my, my body talking that I need to do something. So give me a second, I'll just grab a glass of water. Okay, I think I feel already so much better. So yeah, the traveling and yarn acquisitions. As mentioned, we got our a little bit of time for our vacations. It was 2 weeks, and those 2 weeks were basically no knitting as well. So I got vacations from work and basically from knitting. Of course, when we started traveling, I took this shawl that it was in progress at that time with me. I was expecting to knit while we were, driving somewhere, from point A to point B, between countries or something. No. As mentioned, I was looking through the window, enjoying the views, and no knitting was done. So, but actually I did some knitting, just so I can tell you that I did some knitting, because I think I did a few rows when I was in Latvia and a few rows when I was in Estonia, just so I can tell you that I've knitted in Latvia and Estonia. Anyway, my first acquisition, the one that I would like to start with, is that the yarn from Bali finally reached me. So this is 100% recycled cotton, and as mentioned, it's made in Bali. If I keep the ball like this, basically you can see this, its original color. It's not white, it's beige. It's basically my hand color, and I think I would like to crochet some kind of a vest or Gillette for me. I have 2 balls, so 200 grams and 660 meters. So yeah, I really like this. It's very soft, very cute, and I can't wait to start working with it. since I finished this shawl, I may allow myself to do something else, to cast on something new. And this is my acquisition number 1. Then, as mentioned, I was in Latvia, and me wouldn't be me if I wouldn't take a look and purchase a ball of yarn. And I visited a very nice shop called Latvian Crafts. It's not in the center of Riga, but since we were traveling by car, we just drove there and visited the shop. I had an honor to meet the owner of that shop, and he showed me the shop. We talked about yarns, needles, what do knitters like this year, what do they knit, or whatever topic we had in our mind. He showed me the shop. The funny part is that when I was looking into all those yarns, there were lots of brands, and I asked if that is all that he had, and he said no, there is more. He had all those brands and types of yarn, at least one ball per each, one ball, one color, or only few colors. And then while we were talking, he showed me a second part of his shop where you can see still same brands, but you can get more colors. And if I like something, I can go to this undercover I can go to this another area and look for more liked colors. So we spoke about multiple topics, and after our conversations, chit chats, so on so far, I've decided I can't leave Latvian shop without yarn, and I asked if he had any Latvian yarn, and it turned out that at that moment there was none, but I still chose some of the yarns from his shop. And the first one was Regia 4-ply sock yarn. This one is called pumpkin, and this one was called lime. I really like those colors. They even do look very cute together. So I think I may make a pair of socks, maybe for myself and for my boyfriend, or maybe for my sister. I'm not sure how much yarn I will be left after my socks, because the yarn is for me, of course, in general. And yeah, so this is Regia. The yarn is made in Romania for German company. Wow. Anyway, I really like this yarn, and I'm pretty sure I will buy more in my nearest future, but I need to use this one first. And yeah, I think that lately I've started to like to purchase, at least for sock yarn, in unicolor, let's say it, without any shading, sparkles, or something else, not the hand-dyed or self-striping yarn, because then I can put any pattern I like by myself. It is not decided for me. So these two 50-gram balls were my option 1, and then I saw one other yarn that I wasn't able to get my hands out of that. And look at this neon pink stuff. This one is Schachenmeier Catania, and this yarn is made in Hungary for the same Germans. And I need to check one thing. Okay. So, both Schachenmeier and Regia are made for the same German company. That is MEZ GmbH. I'm not sure if you would be able to see it. It's written right here. No, it's not focusing, but you have to trust me. So one is made in Hungary, another made in Romania. So once I'm done using all those yarns, I can give you some more feedback. Who is making better yarn? Even though that one was the sock yarn, 75 merino, 25 nylon. This one is 100% cotton. When I saw the yardage for this balls of yarn, I was thinking, I can do my Fausta bralette, because this one is 125 meters per 50 grams, so basically the yardage that I need. But when I started doing my gauge swatch, I was so off gauge, I can't describe it to you. And I've decided that this one I will use for something else, and maybe for an easier pattern. Maybe I will create something by myself, because it's, again, unicolor, so it is easy to put any pattern that I want to it. So yeah, that's that. And this is Schachenmeier Catania. I really like this color. I don't know why. I don't know what kind of mood is in my life, but I really like this very, very bright pink. And so this was my first shopping in Latvia, and then we moved to Estonia. And let me have a sip. Yeah, so we moved to Estonia, and first evening was in Parnu, a very small city, and we were just walking around the old town or the city center, and it happened that I saw a souvenir shop. I was just passing by, and I saw this souvenir shop, and I don't know, my eye catched a ball of yarn. I was like, woohoo, yarn! I need to watch it, I need to check it. And I went into the shop, took the yarn, and I was like, please, no. It was Lithuanian yarn. It was Texrenas, the yarn made in Lithuania, and I was like, please, no, come on, I need Latvian, Estonian yarns. And then I saw another shelf with other yarns, more colorful, and again it was Lithuanian yarn. It was another company, it was Medara. Medara is very popular yarn company. It has lots of wools, some acrylics, mohairs, etc. So I found lots of Medara's yarns in there, and I was like, really? No Estonian yarns? But they were in one other shelf, so I was lucky. I found Estonian yarns. These are a day long. I think right here you can see it better. Here, a day long. And I have these 3 skeins. This one is more than it's exactly 250 grams. This one is 228 grams. And this one is 242 grams of yarn, of Estonian wool. So I think it's a hand-dyed yarn, and they look very nice. These two even have quite a match in green. Well, this one is a separate case, and I may do something else out of it. And this is the yarn that I brought from Estonia, and I'm actually quite proud of it. So that's that was all that I got in Estonia. And when I was in Latvia, I got an advice to visit another shop in Latvia, in Rezekne, on my way back, because in Riga, when I purchased the yarn, they don't had any Latvian, but they gave me a contact in other city that I was visiting on my way back. And you know what? It turns out that that shop doesn't work on Mondays when I was there. I was a little bit sad, a little bit, disappointed that I wasn't able to get any Latvian yarn on my own. But as I mentioned, I had some experience with Dundaga, the Latvian brand, and the owner from the first shop from Latvian Crafts told me that Dundaga hasn't changed much from its previous yarn, so I wasn't losing anything. And me and that owner, we exchanged some contacts. So he just mentioned that if he would ever get his hands on Latvian wools, he will just ping me, and I can purchase or get my yarn sent to Lithuania, or maybe I can visit Latvia again, because it's like 300 kilometers from my house to Riga. So yeah, fun times are coming, and I think that's it that I wanted to talk about. Right now, I will add few movies about the shop that I visited, the Latvian Crafts one. I made few movies about what they have, what yarns, what they had some materials for cross stitching, for sewing, crochet, knitting, etc. I loved the tour of the shop. I would really like to visit them again because it was so nice. I felt like home. You know, we started talking with the owner, and little by little it was like talking with an old friend. I shared my experience with yarns, with needles, and so on so far, and he shared his experience as well, because he has another point of view. And it was very, very interesting to discuss yarn business. I talk about knitting in general, and yeah, I it was very, very, very nice experience. So I would really like to visit them once more. Please watch those movies. Click like, share, subscribe, so on so far. Thank you very much for your attention. I am going to knit my bralette, and we will see you at the end of June. So thank you and have a nice day. Bye.
So here you can see I have entered the shop, and I'm doing my best to take a closer, let's say, overall shot uh, in the shop. So plenty of amazing yarns, and in a second you will see my neon pinks, the Schachenmeyer Catania that I bought. And please enjoy my further excursion in the shop. And here starts my part number 2, where they actually allowed me to go to the backstage, so I saw even more colors, more yarns, because as mentioned, not everything was placed uh, to show, for public. And yeah, I basically got lost, and even my dog went in and tried to help me find the exit, because I can spend all day and all night in one yarn shop just enjoying each and every thread. So yeah, Zara is trying to help me.